A monk once approached Master Joshu, a legendary Zen teacher from the Tang dynasty, with a question that had been burning in his heart for years. This monk was desperate. He had spent countless hours in meditation, sitting on cold stone floors until his legs ached. He had read sutras by candlelight, memorizing passages about emptiness and compassion. He had prostrated before statues of Buddha, his forehead touching the ground again and again. Yet he felt stuck. A deep, gnawing sense of incompleteness haunted him. He asked, "Does a dog have Buddha nature?" Now, in Buddhism, Buddha nature is the potential for enlightenment in all beings. It's the seed of awakening that exists in every sentient creature. But Joshu answered with a single word. One word. He said, Mu. Mu means no or not. But it's not just a no. It's a cosmic no. A no that shatters everything. The monk was stunned. He expected a yes. He expected a lecture on the universality of Buddha nature. Instead, he got a wall. A door slammed shut. Imagine that. You ask for the secret of the universe, and you get a brick. But here's the twist, that brick is the key. Joshu Mu became the most famous koan in Zen. A koan is a riddle you can't solve with logic. It's a trap for the thinking mind. And this koan is the Gateless Gate. The gate to enlightenment. But you can't walk through it. You have to be thrown. The monk sat with Mu for days. He turned it over in his mind. Does a dog have Buddha nature? Mu? The word became a mantra. It became a hammer. It pounded at the walls of his thoughts. And then, one day, the walls crumbled. The monk didn't find an answer. He became the answer. He became Mu. That's the power of this koan. It's not about understanding. It's about becoming. So let's sit with Mu for a moment. Let it echo in your mind. Mu? What does it feel like? Not think like. Feel like. Because Mu is a feeling. It's the feeling of no thing. It's the feeling of the universe before you named it. And that feeling is the gate. So what does this story reveal? It reveals the core of Zen, direct experience over intellectual understanding. The monk's question was a trap. He asked about Buddha nature, but he already had Buddha nature. His mind was just in the way. Joshu Mu cut through that mind like a sword. It's a sword that kills the ego. And then it resurrects you. Here's the thing, we all have a Mu moment. Ever noticed that? When you're so lost in thought, you miss the present. Mu is the opposite. It's the present without thought. It's the raw experience of being. The koan reveals that enlightenment isn't a concept. It's a direct seeing. Like looking at a mountain and not calling it a mountain. Just seeing it. Just being with it. Joshu Mu is a tool to break the habit of naming. We name everything. This is good. This is bad. This is me. This is you. But names are just labels. They are not the thing itself. Mu is the label remover. It strips away all labels until you're left with pure awareness. And that awareness is Buddha nature itself. So the koan reveals a paradox, the answer is the question. The gate is the barrier. The dog has Buddha nature, but you can't say it. You have to live it. That's why Joshu said, Mu. He wasn't denying Buddha nature. He was pointing to it. But pointing with silence. With negation. Because sometimes the only way to say something is to not say it. Think about your own life. When someone asks you a deep question, do you rush to answer? Or do you sit in the question? Mu teaches us to sit. To not know. To be comfortable with not knowing. And in that not knowing, wisdom appears. That's the revelation. Wisdom isn't found in answers. It's found in the space between questions. Consider the story of the Zen master who was asked, "What is the meaning of life?" He simply held up a flower and smiled. No words. Just the flower. That's Mu in action. It's not about explaining the flower, it's about seeing it for the first time, without the veil of concepts. The monk's journey with Mu is like that flower. He had to stop asking and start seeing. And when he did, the flower, the dog, the Buddha nature, the universe, all became one. Now, connect this to your life. Right now. You're watching this video. Maybe you're stressed. Maybe you're seeking. Maybe you're just curious. But here's the wisdom, you don't need to solve anything. You just need to be present. Mu is a mindfulness tool. It's a meditation technique. When you meditate, thoughts come. I should do this. I should be that. What's for dinner? Mu cuts through that. Just repeat Mu silently. Not as a word, but as a feeling. Let it vibrate in your chest. When a thought arises, say Mu to it. Not aggressively. Gently. Like you're saying not this. Because the thought isn't the truth. The thought is just a cloud. Mu is the sky. And the sky doesn't care about clouds. It just holds them. Here's a practical example. Next time you're stuck in traffic, feel the frustration. Then say Mu to it. Don't push it away. Just label it Mu. Watch the frustration dissolve. Not because you're suppressing it. Because you're seeing it as empty. That's the wisdom of Mu. It's not a rejection. It's a transcendence. You rise above the mind. And in that rising, you find peace. But it's not a fake peace. It's a real peace. The peace of no thing. The peace of just being. And that's what mindfulness is. It's not about clearing your mind. It's about seeing your mind clearly. Mu is the lens. It focuses you on the present. And the present is the only place where life happens. Ever noticed that? The past is a memory. The future is a dream. The present is real. Mu brings you to the real. So when you feel lost, just say Mu. Not as a magic word, but as a reminder. A reminder that you don't need to know. You just need to be. And being is enough. Let me share a story from my own practice. I once sat in a crowded subway, feeling overwhelmed by the noise and the press of bodies. I silently repeated Mu with each breath. Gradually, the chaos softened. The sounds became just sounds. The people became just shapes. I wasn't separate from them, I was part of the flow. That's Mu in daily life. It's not about escaping the world, it's about being fully in it, without the weight of judgment. But there's a deeper meaning. Mu isn't just a tool. It's a revelation of non-duality. Non-duality means no separation. You and the universe are one. The dog and Buddha nature are one. But we don't see that. We see duality. Good and bad. Self and other. Life and death. Mu smashes that duality. When Joshu said Mu, he wasn't answering the question. He was showing that the question itself was false. The monk asked, does a dog have Buddha nature? But the question assumes a dog is separate from Buddha nature. Joshu's Mu says, there is no dog, no Buddha nature, no question, no answer. There is only this. This moment. This experience. And in that moment, everything is Buddha nature. Even the dog. Even the monk. Even the question. The deeper meaning is that enlightenment is not something you get. It's something you already are. But you don't realize it. Mu is the shock that wakes you up. It's like a Zen master hitting you with a stick. It hurts, but it wakes you up. And once you're awake, you see that the stick was a gift. The koan is a gift. It's a gift of confusion. Because confusion is the beginning of wisdom. When you're confused, your mind stops. It can't find a foothold. And in that stopping, you see the truth. The truth is that you're already free. You're already enlightened. You just have to stop looking. Mu is the stop sign. It says, stop looking. You're already there. But you can't believe that. You have to experience it. So sit with Mu. Let it eat you. Let it become you. And then, one day, you'll laugh. You'll laugh because you were searching for something you never lost. And that laughter is enlightenment. It's the sound of the universe laughing at itself. And you're part of that laughter. Consider the ancient story of the man who lost his horse. His neighbors said, "What bad luck." But the man replied, "Maybe." The horse returned with a herd of wild horses, and the neighbors said, "What good luck." The man said, "Maybe." His son broke his leg trying to tame one, and the neighbors said, "What bad luck." The man said, "Maybe." Then the army came to conscript all able-bodied men, but the son was spared because of his injury. The neighbors said, "What good luck." The man said, "Maybe." This is the wisdom of Mu. It's not about labeling events as good or bad. It's about seeing them as they are, without the filter of duality. Mu is the maybe that opens the door to freedom. How does this change everything? Imagine you wake up tomorrow and you don't have a self. No I to protect. No me to worry about. How would you live? You'd live freely. You'd act without hesitation. You'd speak without fear. That's what Mu does. It kills the false self. And the true self emerges. The true self isn't a person. It's awareness itself. It's the awareness that watches thoughts, feelings, and actions. And that awareness is Mu. It's empty. But it's full of everything. This changes how you see problems. A problem is just a thought you're attached to. Mu cuts the attachment. Suddenly, the problem isn't a problem. It's just a situation. And you can deal with it without stress. It changes how you see others. You stop judging. Because you see that they are also Mu. They are also empty awareness. So you connect on a deeper level. You see their Buddha nature. And they see yours. It changes how you see death. Death is just a thought. Mu is beyond life and death. So you're not afraid. You live fully, because you're not clinging to life. This is the transformation. It's not a small change. It's a revolution. But it's a quiet revolution. It happens inside. And it radiates out. People will notice. They'll say, "You've changed." But you haven't changed. You've just stopped pretending. You've stopped pretending to be a separate self. You've become Mu. The Gateless Gate is open. And you walk through it every moment. But here's the paradox, you never walked through it. You were always on the other side. The gate was just a dream. And now you're awake. So how do you live now? You live with compassion. You live with clarity. You live with joy. Because Mu is joy. It's the joy of nothing. The joy of being. And that joy is your true nature. Think of the Zen master who, when asked what he did before enlightenment, said, "I chopped wood and carried water." And when asked what he did after enlightenment, he said, "I chopped wood and carried water." The difference? Before, he was separate from his actions. After, he was one with them. That's Mu. It's not about changing what you do, it's about changing how you are. You can still go to work, raise a family, pay bills. But you do it from a place of freedom, not obligation. You do it with the lightness of Mu. Here's the closing insight. Joshu's Mu is not a word. It's a transmission. A transmission from master to student. From silence to silence. And now, it's transmitted to you. You've heard the story. You've sat with the koan. But the real work is yours. You have to live Mu. Not just think about it. Not just talk about it. Live it. Every day. Every moment. When you wake up, say Mu to the day. When you eat, say Mu to the food. When you walk, say Mu to the ground. Let it become your breath. Your heartbeat. Your being. And one day, you won't need to say it. You'll be it. And then you'll look back at this video and laugh. Because you'll realize that the whole time, you were already enlightened. But you needed the koan to see it. So here's your koan for the day. Does a dog have Buddha nature? Mu? Sit with that. Let it burn. Let it die. And in that death, you'll find life. The Gateless Gate is open. But you have to walk through it yourself. No one can do it for you. Not Joshu. Not me. Only you. And the gate is right here. In this moment. In this breath. In this Mu. So take a deep breath. Let go of everything. And just be. Just be Mu. Because that's all you've ever been. And that's all you'll ever be. The universe is whispering it to you right now. Can you hear it? It's saying Mu. 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 Listen. And you'll be free. There's a famous story of a Zen student who came to his master and said, I have been practicing Mu for years, but I still don't understand. The master said, you are like a man who asks for water while standing in a river. You are Mu. You always have been. Just stop looking, and you'll see. The student wept with joy. That joy is available to you. Right now. In this very moment. Mu.